The National Electrical Code, specifically Table 110.26.1, mandates increased clearance requirements to prioritize the safety of individuals working on or in proximity to electrical equipment, mitigating potential electrical arcing and shock hazards. High-voltage electrical systems possess a heightened susceptibility to electrical arcing, stemming from the amplified voltage gradient. When the voltage differential between two conductors surpasses the breakdown strength of the ambient air, an electrical arc may transpire. Such arcing poses considerable peril, potentially resulting in severe burns or electrocution. The supplemental clearance stipulated by the NEC serves to diminish arcing risks by augmenting the separation between live components and prospective contact junctures. Concrete walls, while offering a degree of insulation, may still exhibit electrical conductivity if damp or incorporating metal reinforcements. The additional 6 inches of clearance mandated for concrete walls is designed to offset this latent conductivity, guaranteeing ample distance between live elements and the wall surface. In scenarios where live components are present on both aspects of a working space, the likelihood of unintentional contact escalates. The supplementary 12 inches of clearance aims to furnish abundant space for personnel to navigate and avert contact with energized constituents. Environmental factors, encompassing damp, dusty, or corrosive settings, can amplify the probability of arcing and shock hazards. The augmented clearance can contribute to alleviating these risks. Adequate clearance is indispensable for executing maintenance and repairs on electrical equipment securely. The supplementary clearance empowers workers to access constituents and engage in tasks without encountering the peril of contact with live elements. The NEC clearance mandates incorporate a safety buffer to accommodate potential human errors or unforeseen circumstances. By affording additional clearance, the NEC bolsters the safeguarding of personnel operating on electrical equipment and curtails the likelihood of mishaps. Firstly, voltage arcing is a primary concern. Higher voltage systems inherently carry a greater risk of arcing due to the increased voltage gradient. When the voltage exceeds the dielectric strength of the air, an arc can form, posing a significant threat of burns or electrocution. The NEC mandates additional clearance to increase the distance between live parts and potential points of contact, thus reducing the risk of arcing. Secondly, concrete walls, despite offering some insulation, can still conduct electricity, especially if damp or reinforced with metal. The extra 6 inches of clearance required when a concrete wall is present is intended to compensate for this potential conductivity, ensuring sufficient separation between live parts and the wall. Thirdly, when live parts exist on both sides of a working space, the risk of accidental contact increases substantially. The additional 12 inches of clearance in such scenarios provides workers with more room to maneuver and avoid inadvertent contact with energized components. Environmental conditions play a crucial role. Damp, dusty, or corrosive environments can heighten the risk of arcing and shock. The increased clearance helps mitigate these risks by providing a greater buffer zone. Furthermore, adequate clearance is vital for safe maintenance and repair work. The extra space allows workers to access and work on equipment without the imminent danger of contacting live parts. The NEC clearance requirements incorporate a margin of safety to account for human error or unexpected events. By providing additional clearance, the NEC aims to enhance worker safety and minimize the potential for accidents. To further clarify, consider the specific voltage levels involved. A 277-volt system, commonly found in commercial lighting, falls within a voltage range where arcing is a significant concern. The breakdown voltage of air is approximately 3 kV per millimeter, but this can be affected by factors such as humidity and air pressure. In a 277-volt system, even a small reduction in the clearance distance can increase the risk of arcing. The concrete wall acts as a conductive surface, reducing the overall insulation resistance between live parts and ground. The additional 6 inches of clearance helps to counteract this effect. When live parts are present on both sides of the working space, the worker is essentially surrounded by potential hazards. The extra 12 inches of clearance provides a more comfortable and safer working environment. The NEC tables provide specific clearance distances based on the voltage to ground and the presence of grounded surfaces or exposed live parts on the opposite side of the working space. These clearances are not arbitrary but are based on engineering calculations and practical experience. For instance, if the voltage to ground is between 151 volts and 600 volts, the required working clearance is typically 3 feet for condition 1, 3.5 feet for condition 2, and 4 feet for condition 3. Condition 1 refers to exposed live parts on one side and no grounded parts on the other side of the working space. Condition 2 refers to exposed live parts on one side and grounded parts on the other side. Condition 3 refers to exposed live parts on both sides of the working space. The NEC also specifies minimum headroom requirements for working spaces. The minimum headroom is typically 6.5 feet or the height of the equipment, whichever is greater. The working space must be clear and unobstructed. There should be no equipment or materials stored in the working space. The NEC also addresses the issue of illumination in working spaces. Adequate lighting is essential for safe working conditions. The NEC requires that working spaces be adequately illuminated. The NEC also requires that access to working spaces be clear and unobstructed. There should be a clear path of travel to and from the working space. The NEC also addresses the issue of guarding of live parts. Live parts must be guarded to prevent accidental contact. Guarding can be accomplished by using enclosures, barriers, or insulation. The NEC also requires that warning signs be posted in areas where live parts are exposed. These signs should warn of the potential hazards and provide instructions on how to avoid them. The NEC is a comprehensive set of rules and regulations that are designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards. It is important to understand and comply with the NEC requirements. In addition to the NEC, there are other safety standards and regulations that may apply to electrical work. These include the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, regulations and the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, standards. It is important to be aware of all applicable safety standards and regulations. Electrical work can be dangerous. It is important to take precautions to protect yourself from electrical hazards. These precautions include wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses, and using insulated tools. It is also important to de-energize electrical equipment before working on it. If you are not qualified to perform electrical work, you should hire a qualified electrician. Working with electricity requires specialized knowledge and skills. It is important to have the proper training and experience. Electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By following safe work practices, we can prevent electrical accidents and injuries. Remember to always prioritize safety when working with electricity. Always follow the NEC guidelines and other applicable safety standards and regulations. And if you are not sure about something, ask a qualified electrician. Consider the practical implications of these clearances. Imagine a scenario where an electrician is working on a 277 volts lighting panel in a commercial building. The panel is located in a narrow electrical room with concrete walls. If the electrician is not aware of the NEC clearance requirements, they may not have enough space to work safely. They may be forced to work in a cramped position, which could increase the risk of accidental contact with live parts. The additional 6 inches of clearance required by the NEC could make a significant difference in this scenario. It could provide the electrician with enough space to work comfortably and safely. Similarly, if the lighting panel is located in an area where there are exposed live parts on the opposite side of the working space, the additional 12 inches of clearance required by the NEC could prevent the electrician from accidentally contacting those live parts. The NEC clearance requirements are not just theoretical concepts. They are practical guidelines that are designed to protect workers from electrical hazards. By following these guidelines, we can make electrical work safer for everyone. Another important aspect to consider is the potential for arc flash. Arc flash is a dangerous phenomenon that can occur when there is a short circuit in electrical equipment. The arc flash can generate extremely high temperatures, which can cause severe burns and other injuries. The NEC clearance requirements can help to reduce the risk of arc flash by increasing the distance between workers and potential arc flash hazards. The increased clearance provides a greater buffer zone, which can help to protect workers from the heat and pressure generated by an arc flash. In addition to the clearance requirements, the NEC also includes other provisions to protect workers from arc flash hazards. These provisions include requirements for arc flash hazard analysis, personal protective equipment, and training. Arc flash hazard analysis is a process of evaluating the potential arc flash hazards in an electrical system. The analysis should identify the potential arc flash boundaries and the level of personal protective equipment required to protect workers from the arc flash hazards. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, is clothing and equipment that is designed to protect workers from arc flash hazards. The PPE should include arc-rated clothing, gloves, and face shields. Training is essential for workers who may be exposed to arc flash hazards. The training should cover the hazards of arc flash, the proper use of personal protective equipment, and the safe work practices to follow when working near energized electrical equipment. By following these provisions, we can significantly reduce the risk of arc flash injuries. The NEC is constantly evolving to address new technologies and safety concerns. It is important to stay up to date on the latest NEC requirements. The NEC is typically updated every 3 years. The latest edition of the NEC is available from the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA. You can also find information about the NEC on the NFPA website. In summary, the NEC clearance requirements are designed to protect workers from electrical hazards. The increased clearance requirements for 277-volt systems with concrete walls or live parts on both sides are intended to reduce the risk of voltage arcing, electrical shock, and arc flash. By following these requirements, we can make electrical work safer for everyone. Remember to always prioritize safety when working with electricity. Always follow the NEC guidelines and other applicable safety standards and regulations. And if you are not sure about something, ask a qualified electrician. The information provided is intended for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician or other professional before performing any electrical work. The NEC is a complex document, and it is important to understand the specific requirements that apply to your situation. Failure to comply with the NEC requirements can result in serious injuries or property damage. Therefore, it is essential to take the time to learn about the NEC and to follow its guidelines carefully. By doing so, you can help to ensure the safety of yourself and others. This is especially true for 277-volt systems, where the risk of electrical hazards is higher. The additional clearance requirements for these systems are designed to provide an extra margin of safety. So, be sure to pay close attention to these requirements and to follow them diligently. Your safety depends on it. And remember, if you ever have any questions about the NEC, don't hesitate to ask a qualified electrician. They can provide you with the information and guidance you need to stay safe. Working with electricity can be dangerous, but by following the proper safety precautions, you can minimize the risk of accidents and injuries. So, always be careful and always prioritize safety. It's the best way to protect yourself and others from electrical hazards. The NEC is your friend. It's there to help you stay safe. So, use it wisely.